and welcome to the Grand Slam announcement. This is for Series 2 of the Grand Slam. There is plenty to go through, plenty you need to know, some bits you don't need to know just yet, and other bits I need to do before I publish anything. So, first of all, let me say thank you for all the support for the Grand Slam thus far. In a year, we've gone from sort of 50 to 150 subscribers, so that is fantastic. Probably not all from the Grand Slam, I realise, but there's a lot of people who watch it, and I'm very grateful to all of you. The main difference you'll see in the next series of the Grand Slam is that we are going to a fight card format, like Battlebots, the 2018 series, or Series 3/8, I think it is. This means there will be more robots, there will be more episodes, more for me to edit, you know, all the fun things. First of all, I'd like to talk about the house robots. So, I have made the decision to change up the house robot roster for this series. Sir Killalot and Dead Metal won't be appearing this series. I have not made that decision lightly. I have thought about it for a long while, and I have come to the decision that if you can triple spiral Sir Killalot through the air with your flipper, you're probably too small / too light to be a house robot. Therefore, Sir Killalot won't be in the next series. Dead Metal was... well, it was my original Dead Metal toy that was in the Grand Slam Series 1 that I've had for many, many, many years, and I don't wish to customise it because I like it how it is, but at the same time it is also too small. It was puny next to some of the other house robots and some of the competitors, actually. Things like Apollo were dwarfing it, so Dead Metal also won't be appearing. Matilda, the drunkard that she is, will be, and Shunt will be, and I'll show you Shunt so far right now. Shunt is going under a bit of maintenance. I've repainted the back end of Shunt. I've reattached these bits because they came off. I'm in the process of attaching these side bits that you can see. There's a new peg there, and there will be 2 other pegs, one either side, and the same around the other side, but I haven't got them yet. And the big difference is the front scoop. Now that is not the finished scoop, but it is the right shape, basically, very nearly, I think. There's only a couple more bits I want to add to it to make it look slightly different. The colours are wrong, so these bits that are black up here will be the same colour grey as this. There'll be some grey bits to replace the black bits in here, and obviously this cone up the top here will also be grey. I will also put bits there and there, just to beef up the size of it a bit more. The big difference with that scoop, other than its shape, is how it flips. And it has a much bigger range of motion now. In fact, it will go all the way underneath. I don't want it to, so I'm going to fix that. I will be lowering its ground clearance at the front, because obviously you can't have a big shovelly scoop if it doesn't reach the floor. So that's Shunt in its current form. There are also 2 new house robots coming in at the minute. There may be more house robots coming in. I may build one more, and I may have one more older one. But the ones we've got so far are Kodiak. This is Kodiak. It is a big grapple and lift design. Kodiak as in the bear. If you're not familiar, Kodiak is a breed of bear, and it's got some nice bear claws on the top there. So the idea is, your robot drives into the claws, it brings them down, it lifts you up, and it drives you wherever you want in the arena, or wherever it wants you in the arena, before putting you down again and resetting. It also has this lovely bucket scoop at the back. Sort of sideways bucket scoop though, more like King Bee's rear end really, to push robots around and to deflect spinners as well. I thought that one through. The other one, that's done by the way, Kodiak is done. The other one isn't done yet. It is a vertical spinner. It's Crisis. This is not Crisis in its finished form. Crisis is a big vertical spinner. No glue used. No glue in Kodiak either. Big front wedge. Red and black all over with a few grey bits just to hold the spinner in place. And the last main bit of it, it will be a tracked machine. It's going to have tracks out the side of it, so it's going to be even bigger. It'll probably be the biggest house robot. There will be seeds in this series of the Grand Slam, so let me go through the seeds one at a time. All of the robots that finished within the top 10 of the last series will be seeds. So that means anybody who was in the 5 Robot Rumble and anybody who was in the Grand Final at all. So the number 10 seed this series is Carbide, and it's Carbide rebuilt to the point where it's my Hexbug Carbide. It's much bigger, it has a nicer spinner that I don't have to keep spinning. It will just keep going all throughout the bouts, so that's good, and I'm looking forward to seeing how Carbide does this series with its big old spinner. Thank you very much, Carbide. Just turn it off, save battery power. I will be pushing it round. I won't be remote controlling it round. The only way I'm going to remote control it in any way is to put the spinner on, and that's it. The next, number 9 seed is Storm 2, unchanged for this series. Still with its front hinge flipper Shremek type thing on the top. I don't think I'll be changing this version of Storm 2 anytime soon because it took too long and I like it too much. So there is Storm 2. The number 8 seed is Tornado, unchanged at this point. I will be adding some extra weapons. There may be a wedge. There may be an anti-pit device. You shall have to wait and see. And so will I, to see what I actually build. So that's Tornado, the number 8 seed. Number 7 seed is Apollo, unchanged for this series and its last series in this form. Apollo will be upgraded after Series 2 because it's starting to show a bit of wear. There's a few bits that are peeling. The front wedge is a bit bent up. It's got several holes in it from Extremis 2 last series. Yeah, it just basically needs a big upgrade, and I'll be doing that after this series. So that is Apollo. The number 6 seed is Thermidor 2, unchanged for this series. Still got its flipper, still got its 2 wheels that may or may not come off, depends how hard I hit them. We will then have Thor as our number 5 seed, unchanged from how it appeared on the actual picture. Obviously from the graphics that I did beforehand and couldn't bother to upgrade, the axe is the newer axe that I put on for the Grand Slam Series 1. So yeah, they're unchanged from how you last saw them, basically. Well, actually no, from where you last saw them, Thor was in bits. So I've rebuilt it. It has a lot of damage on from Extremis. I'd just like to point out some of the damage. I don't know how well you can see, but there's loads of little holes in that side. There's a few little holes in that side, and the back end there's a few holes sort of all over the place. So yeah, it got hit pretty hard and a lot. So there's Thor. The number 4 seed. The number 4 seed is Chaos 2. Here is Chaos 2, unchanged for this series, although I may add some bits on the side so it doesn't get stuck like that, because that was annoying. And I don't think George Francis would ever leave it like that. I'd just like to compare Chaos 2 to the size of Kodiak. Kodiak is a lot bigger and about the same size that way, but wider is Kodiak. So yeah, big house robots, something I struggle with. The number 3 seed is Bite Force, unchanged for this series because it's a toy. So there is Bite Force, still with its grappling lifty design, hoping for more suplexes from them. and they'll go into this as the 2-time Battlebots champions as well. So that's a thing. Spoiler alert if you've not seen the most recent series of Battlebots, although at this point, what are you doing? The number 2 seed is Extremis 3, and if you haven't watched the video of just after I built this, you won't have seen it yet. So it has wheels on top and bottom now. It's all in red. It's been fully rebuilt because it was a bit bent out of shape from the last series, but its spinner is even more fierce. It's probably one of the smallest robots in the competition. There is only, I think, one that is smaller than it. So yeah, Extremis 2. And the number 1 seed is Shadowcat. And here is Shadowcat, the rebuild that you may or may not have seen, depends if you've watched the very start of the last Welcome to London video I did, which was September 2018. So this is the upgraded version of Shadowcat, the fully rebuilt version. In fact, I've spent a long time building this. I used black tape this time instead of spraying it because I'm lazy, but also it's shinier as well. So there you go, there is the new Shadowcat, and its lifter goes all the way back this time, which is a good thing. It is meant to have LEDs. I'm not sure whether I'll replace them or not, but there you can just see inside there's a green LED light that should be in there but may not be in there. Those are the 10 seeds. I'm going to show you every other robot that I have here. I don't have all of them here. Interesting. Right. Returning from last series, we have Firestorm. The only change that they've had is that they've got a new shiny front wedge. I've rebuilt that wedge completely. It's a lot neater now. Happy days. And I may do a bit of work on the inside. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, that's Firestorm. We have returning from last series. Who else is returning? Oh yes, Dan Tomk here. Unchanged. We have Ironside 2. Almost dropped it. Ironside 2. It's heavy. And the only change I've made is this little bit on the back of the Shremek. On the very end of it, it's got a little spike now. Hopefully to help itself right a bit better. Who knows? But that's Extremis. No, it's not. It's Ironside 2. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. We have returning Nuts. This is Nuts 4. Completely rebuilt from Grand Slam Series 1. As you can see, it's a lot more compact. It has bigger wheels. It has angry eyes. And it has very, very little glue, which is good. And it's got 2 mini-bots, as ever, Hangry, and the other one, please give it a name. Somebody give it a name. Please. Anybody. So there you go. That is Nuts 4. Okay, returning from previous episodes of the Grand Slam, let's go on to. We have Big Nipper, who was one of 2 champions from the Christmas special, the tag team tournament. But yes, they are unchanged from when you saw them in that, if you've seen them in that. And spoiler alert, I probably should have said that first, never mind. I imagine everybody who watches this will have seen the Christmas special. If you haven't, it's good, go and watch it. So that's Nipper. I'm going to move all the robots I've actually talked about already over there, because otherwise I'm going to get confused. It doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much. I've talked about Firestorm, I've talked about Nuts. Right. Also returning from that Grand Slam special, we have Terahertz, who have only changed a little bit in that I've sprayed the axe, so it's nicely varnished, and I've also sprayed the tail fin, so I shouldn't be getting silver paint pen all over me for this series. Fingers crossed. Returning from that Grand Slam special, we have King Be or Bust. Unchanged since you saw them in that. There we are. That is King Be or Bust. Have we got any more returning from anything? I think... Oh, we have one more. one more returning from the Grand Slam pilots back in 2017, and they look very different to then, and I've just repainted them, hence why it's on a board and I can't touch it, but it's Aftershock, which I will be varnishing. So much more shiny than last you saw it, with a finished off spinner as well. And there it is, looking all properly nice. So yes, that is Aftershock. Glad I've spoken about them, I've spent so long making it. Right, let's move a few of these forwards to talk about them. So, on to competitors who are making their first time appearance. I'm going to go for those who have been on Robot Wars itself, followed by those who I have invented. So we have Foxic 2 will be in this series of the Grand Slam with their lifter that goes all the way back like that. We also have Rapid in this series of the Grand Slam with their powerful flipper. And some of you eagle-eyed viewers may have seen in Last Christmas that they will be fighting Shadowcat at some point or another. So look out for that fight. It's going to be a good one, I think. Who knows? I'm excited about it, even if you're not. We have Eruption, the big old flipper. This is the Vote Saxon designed robot that I have built using hot melt glue and my signature build moves, basically. So it's got support struts on the inside, it's got a 2p piece glued in there to weight the flipper a bit, but it will operate like that, basically, which is exciting and works. Huzzah. We have Behemoth coming into this series. It's one of my original builds, again, Vote Saxon design. I'm pretty happy with Behemoth. Looks good and will be in the series. Donald Thump. I know, right? Donald Thump with their vertical bar spinner. Look at it, it's already going round. So there they are. Haha, and this is the official design that you can find on eBay. Have we got any more for any more? Sort of. Okay. The last Robot Wars competitor is an upgraded version of Cobra called King Cobra. And here is King Cobra with its lovely flag on the front, its bitey jaw, and its lifty uppy lower jaw. And that can all be swapped around and everything. King Cobra. Right, live event robot, Awooga Ripper will be in this series of the Grand Slam with its big old flipper. And this is the Extreme Robots designed Ripper with the net that I've also customised to look more like modern Ripper, but there we are. That's Ripper. We have a Battlebot, Awooga, in free shipping. I couldn't not include free shipping in a fight card tournament. So that is free shipping. Free shipping and Bite Force, the only two Battlebots in this. I'm hoping to do more. I'd like to have more. I do have more, technically, but they're not in this, because I'm not having Tombstone in my series. Don't know why. I like Tombstone, it's a good robot, but at the same time, no. Okay. Robots I have invented that you will have seen before, but are in this series. We have Gently Does It with their spinner. There's Gently Does It. We have 50-50 with their drum. There is 50-50. Invertible. We have Tempest, the vertical spinner lifter design. Sort of like Whiplash, sort of not. It's the sort of Robot Wars equivalent of Whiplash, I feel. But yes, there it is. That's Tempest. We have X Factor, the dual flipper of my own design. There's a how-to on my channel. we have Space Invader, a tracked pusher bot that I built sort of recently, and I really quite like. It's fun and retro. We have Boy Racer, which is a front hinge flipper and looks like a car, or at least the front half of a car, with a big old bonnet that can be put up like that. So that's Boy Racer. How well will they do, I wonder? We have Dead Moose. I couldn't not have Dead Moose. It's one of my original builds. I've had Dead Moose years. Absolutely years. In fact, it was the first robot I built. So I've decided to include it. Just for laugh. We've got Terraphobia, the Crusher with the Shremek, like Witch Doctors, sort of ribcage design or alienish. But yes, Terraphobia, the fear of monsters. They're in. Everyone's here. We've got Scraptor, another Crusher design with their big old crushing jaw. Looking forward to seeing how well they do. Marvellous. We've got a Biterbot, the only one in the competition. It's Smaug with their bitey jaw and their Shremek wings. More of an art bot, but they could do well. They may win a few fights. If they win one fight, it'll be good. We've got 3 left. The first is Rebel. Rebel upgraded since you've probably last seen it, with a lockjaw style rear end and a vertical spinner on the front, making it now a spinner lifter design. Hey, there's Rebel. 2 to go. We've got Kipper, the very, very flat lifter. Oops, a daisy, almost dropped it. Kipper, there they are. And lastly, but by no means least, Unicorn. Probably the most recent build I've done, other than Ripper, with its big old flipper that works like that. Could be a fierce opponent. I really like this robot. That is all of the robots bar 3. There are 3 robots I've not built in this series, and hopefully, if I'm a good editor, I will pop them in now. We have Sabertooth Evo, a dual drum spinner. It has 2 drum spinners on the front and is completely invertible. We have Orbital from Toronto, Canada, which is supposedly built by the member of Team Apollo who moved to Canada, and Heavy Steel Terror, or HST, an articulated vertical spinner from Bath. So that is your lot, all bar one more thing. There will be a new arena hazard in the new series. The Drum of Death is making its way into the Grand Slam arena, which I'm thrilled about and want to install once I've got a shed over my arena. And once I've got the shed over my arena, I may start filming. I got a new camera to film the Grand Slam. Oh dear, things are falling. Things are falling. Never mind. So this is the new camera. It is a Canon Legria HFR 806, and it's a nice camera. I will be using this to film with. I'll be using my phone to film with, which is what I'm filming this on. I will be using my iPad to film with, and I'll be using my iPod to film with, because having 3 cameras last series was excellent, but I've got an idea where a 4th camera can go. So there you have it. You now know everything about the Grand Slam Series 2, other than when it's airing, what's happening about it. I'll let you know all those things once I've actually started filming it. That's it. That is your lot. So thank you all for watching so very much. Thank you for supporting the Grand Slam. A very happy new year to you all, and I shall see you later this year for the Grand Slam Series 2. There'll be other videos before that though. Bye bye.